this comment right here that I'm gonna read. It was from a video I did yesterday. I did a video and I titled it, the game is not easy for good looking guys. You understand? And so I was basically breaking down.
And I'm sure nobody believes you.
Exactly right. You know what I'm saying? Right. But I broke that shit down so fucking good. And basically what I said and what, two of the things that I said in the video, because I was breaking down, I went through like 10 scenarios where the good looking guy is not going to get the chick. So I said like for example, one of the scenarios, the girl might think he's cute, but that's not her type, or the girl might think he's handsome, but she's not sexually attracted to him, meaning she doesn't think he's sexually appealing, and certain things like that. Or he might talk to a girl and she has a boyfriend, so he's not gonna get with her either. So I was basically saying there's a lot of things that you got to go through, and it's a numbers game regardless. So it's still not gonna be easy just because you're good looking. You still got to go through the same shit other dudes is going through it, anyway. So two of the scenarios that I said one also is that you could be in a situation like a club or a bar where there's other good looking guys there. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like you being good looking don't even matter because you got all these other good looking dudes there. So it's like, so what? And then I said another situation where you might not even get the girl is because you might actually meet a chick and she could be a lesbian and you won't even know, right? So now this guy, his screen name is Beta on Purpose LMS Coach. So you already know this thing. You already know where this is going.
I'm not with it.
Right. So he says this is what he says in his comment. He said, "That's laughable, man. Do you spend 7 days a week in the bar or club? Being good looking is something you benefit from in general. When you are at work, in the gym, in the mall, your first example of the guy in the club was extreme and barely ever happens. The way you pictured it, and even if it would never happen every day." Then he said, "How many lesbians do you meet? I can't remember the last time when I talked to a lesbian. Why? Because I usually see who looks like a lesbian. They are not attractive at all. And basically all women have boyfriends, so who cares? They cheat and make out with you anyway. Your example basically means never go to a club or bar." Now, oh my goodness. There's so much wrong with this comment. So let's dive into this. So he said basically my example of a guy going into a club and there being other good looking guys, he said that barely ever happens. I'm like, dude, you trying to tell me you go into a club where it's hundreds of people in there. You trying to tell me there's only going to be one good looking guy in the whole damn spot? You understand what I'm saying? Like every other dude is just unattractive physically, and there's only nigga. I'm like, see, this is what I responded to him, and I said, I can tell you don't really go out because you don't actually see what's happening out. There's people who actually go to the club religiously. You understand? That's like their life. You understand what I'm saying? These niggas go shopping during the week just to get new shit for the weekend, bro. You understand what I'm saying? Like, what are you talking about? Niggas be getting the shape ups and doing all that. So that's goofy. Now, this is the goofiest part about this comment was when he said, "How many lesbians do you meet?" He said, "I can't remember the last time I talked to a lesbian. Why? Because I usually see who looks like a lesbian and they are not attractive at all." Again, this motherfucker does not go outside. You can't. Right. There's butch lesbians. That really means
you're not talking to enough bitches.
Exactly. There's butch lesbians, and then there are femme lesbians. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Those are the feminine ones are the ones who look like Beyonce, the ones who fucking look like Rihanna, the ones who look like Ariana Grande. There's lesbians who look like, those are the ones. You ever see the chick that she'll be walking? It'll be a chick who look like Young M.A. with a bad bitch. You understand?
Right.
The bad bitch is the feminine lesbian. You understand?
Right. And he don't even know that shit.
Exactly.
You don't even know that shit. So you don't know that shit, you're done, bro.
Right. You know what I'm saying? This dude
talking
done.
About. Because excuse me, if you the type of nigga where you out here on your fucking game talking to mad bitches, chances are you're gonna bump into a lesbian. Like,
right.
Not even by your own fault.
Right.
Like, you're gonna see a bad bitch, you're gonna be like, "Yo, shorty, what's good?" Blah blah blah.
Right.
And then she's gonna be like, "Yeah, I don't really like dudes like that." And then you're gonna be looking at her like, "Damn," you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And only niggas that holler at bitches on a regular basis know what the fuck we talking about.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Talking about, I look at girls and I know who's a lesbian. No, bro, you can't. I mean, I get it. Yeah, there are telltale signs sometimes.
Right.
But nah.
Right. Yeah. Like if
you
see a chick who look like Young M.A., okay, cool. Yeah. That you could assume she's a lesbian and you wouldn't even be trying to holler at her anyway. Right. But if you see a chick standing over there fucking, looking like Kerry Hilson or some shit, you know what I'm saying? Or Megan Good or whatever. Right. You're not gonna know until she lets you know she fuck. Like last time when we was in Florida, there was a chick. When we was out, out there talking to girls or whatever, there was some chick out there and we hollered at her and she was like, oh, I'm seeing this girl right now and blah, 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 and all this other shit. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm just like, yo, this shit happens all the fucking time. You feel what I'm saying?
All the time, bro. I went to the park yesterday to do a fucking photo shoot. And while I was doing my photo shoot, there was another couple coming into the park to do their photo shoot. And it was a badass fucking bitch with a fucking from far it looked like a dude, but when you get up close, the fucking chick with cornrow braids and she was wearing a fucking pants and shit, because I guess it was some type of couple photo shoot they was doing. You know what I'm saying? So it was like you said, like the butch lesbian and the femme lesbian,
right?
And they were doing a photo shoot and shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm looking over there and I'm looking at the bitch like, damn, like, we lost the good one. You know what I'm saying?
Right, exactly. No, because I was at this spot one time and I was talking to this chick and she like is bad. She looked like she was like Indian, like Native American / like Asian type of shit. Like she's like looked like a dark skinned Chinese mixed Indian type of joint. And I was like, yo, she bad or whatever. We just talking and kicking it for a second. And so what happened was, I think she was working at the spot I was at. It was at some like event or whatever. And I was like, yo, let's, we was talking to us and we exchanged, Instagram joints, right? So we was following each other on Instagram. And so I was like, let me get at her later because I seen she was kind of like, walking around talking to people in a rush doing whatever. So I said, all right, let's just do that. So I fucking looked on her Instagram, right? Because I had hit her up and I said, yo, let's get together, let's get a drink or whatever, right? So I look at her Instagram and I noticed, I'm like, yo, this chick, she got a bunch of pictures with this one other joint, this one other cute chick, and I'm like, yo, why she got all these pictures with the same chick? I was like, and so I'm looking at the pictures, and then I saw one of the captions said, oh, hey, it said something like, oh, I love you so much, and it's so good that we've been together for this long. And I'm like, oh, that's her fucking girlfriend. Like, she's a fucking lesbian. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, yo, and they both was bad. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm like, this dude's sitting here talking about, oh, well, I can tell the chick is a lesbian because they're not attractive. I'm like, nigga, you don't go outside. You live on the internet. You feel what I'm saying? You live on the internet. You understand what I'm saying? And it's funny because he said basically all women have boyfriends, so who cares? They cheat and make out with you anyway. Now, there are times where you could meet a chick who has a boyfriend, and she'll still cheat on him and kiss you or whatever. But there are times when a chick has a boyfriend, you feel what I'm saying? And she ain't gonna do shit with you. You understand what I'm saying? So no matter how good looking you are, she still ain't gonna do shit with you. And then on top of that, there are times where a woman says she has a boyfriend. She doesn't really have a boyfriend. She's just saying that to you at first. And then you spent a significant amount of time trying to holler at her. So she gives in and fucking kisses you. You understand what I'm saying? But she didn't have a boyfriend in the first place. But again, with this whole comment, again, this is another thing where you got a person who doesn't really understand the game because they're not really out there. Like, I'm telling you, I can tell when a dude is not really out there making shit happen because they say goofy shit like this. It's laughable. It's laughable.
Right.
Talking about, well, I can tell if a girl's a lesbian because they're not attractive. I'm like, bro, you haven't been out there, bro. You have not been out there. You know what I'm saying? You have not been out there. You'd be surprised. There's some badass chicks that you see walking. And this is the funny part. A lot of times you might get rejected by a chick and that chick is actually a lesbian. She just didn't tell you. You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, she didn't tell you.
Like, I had a situation like that the other day, bro. Because I approached this chick so lovely, bro. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, so lovely. Like, she was working at the Whole Foods. I went to go to do some grocery shopping. And she was the registered chick.
Right.
And she was cute. She, cute little body. But I saw her there before, and she's one of them chicks who always, like, wear jeans and a T-shirt. Like,
right.
You know them chicks who they don't have anything feminine about them?
Mm-hmm. Right.
And I came at her mad lovely, and I was like, yo, what time you get off? And she's like, oh, I get off at 4. I said, we need to meet up at like 4:15, 4:30 and go take a walk in the park. And this is like this nice park.
Right.
Like right across from where the Whole Foods is.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, yeah, we need to go over to that park and take a walk.
Right.
And she's like, oh, no, thank you. And she's like, but I really appreciate your offer and
right. Right.
But and I was like, well, so why not? I didn't even say why not. I was like, well, I said, and she was like, she said she's from Florida, unfortunately, and I was like, damn, nobody likes being from Florida. Right. I said, if you was gonna be from somewhere, where would you rather be from? And she was like, oh, maybe from the West Indies, like Jamaica or somewhere. And I was like, well, I'm Jamaican. I'm actually Jamaican. I was born in Jamaica. I was like, so that's even more incentive for you to come take that walk with me. You know what I'm saying? So you could, because she was like, oh, I just love Caribbean culture and blah, blah, blah. So I was like, yo, that's more incentive for you to come take that walk with me. Mm-hmm. And she's like, no, it's okay. Thank you. Mm-hmm. And I really appreciate and I'm just looking at her like, this bitch probably a fucking lesbian.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Because you're mad cool. Like, we're having a great rapport. Like, everything's cool. But I noticed your style, though. Like, I'm looking, like, she's not one of those super butch lesbians.
Right.
But she's one of those chicks who, like, those tomboy lesbians, like those sexy tomboy lesbian type chicks. And I'm like, the rapport is good, the back and forth is good, the energy is good, but you just keep refusing me for no reason. Like, you probably gay. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right, exactly.
And that's why I be letting niggas know, like, there's no reason for you to take rejections and shit like that personally, bro. Like, shit just, if it don't happen, it just don't happen.
Right.
And the point is that you actually made your move. That's the point. Mm-hmm. You understand?
Facts.
The point is making a move, not fucking, the fact that you failed or the fact that you got rejected.
Right.
And honestly, that's not failure. Like, the only way you fail is by not making your move. You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That's the only way you actually fail. But getting rejected is not failure. It's just, it's just a lesson, or it's just something, okay, boom, like, she just didn't feel it.
Right.
And it's okay. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it happens all the time. But if you're out there and you're not running into lesbians, bro, then that means you're not hollering at enough bitches. Right. Bottom line.
Nah, that's some real shit. That's some real shit, man. But anyway, guys, we're gonna take a quick break, and when we come back, we're gonna be talking about why you should stop expecting women to be loyal. All right. So you guys are listening to The Bad Boy Show.